All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to season 2 of Well. I'm Tracy Fredkin from SoCal Moms, and I'm excited today to be talking with Emma Heming Willis of CocoBaba. And welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. We're kicking off our first episode today of this season, and I'm super excited to talk about what we're going to talk about because I actually recently discovered coconut oil in actually for a need that my baby had around eczema, and I hadn't used it a ton before, but it's been like a miracle cure for us. So I know you have a lot to say on the topic. So let's start a little bit. Just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in creating this line.
Yeah, sure. So I was born in Malta. My father worked in the oil industry, so we were really traveling a lot. So we were in Malta, Saudi Arabia, Beirut, Venezuela, and my parents divorced, and we were living in Southern California. And went to school there and started modeling at a pretty young age of about 16. And then from there, from California, I went off to London and Paris and Milan and just did the whole circuit. Ended up in New York in '99. And that was kind of like my home base for a really long time. It kind of still feels like home to me, even though now we're back on the West Coast. And then, met my husband, had 2 kids, and, came up with this whole body care line for moms.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about the line itself, the ingredients, sort of the routine, the results, what went into creating it. And I think, one of the things that you talk about or we'll talk about is sort of busy mom, right? But something simple that they can consistently follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Like simple is my middle name. I don't like anything too complicated. So when I was pregnant with my first daughter, Mabel, I was, all of a sudden looking for products that had safe ingredients, right? Like green and natural really wasn't on the market yet or available. I really started looking at ingredients more than I had ever had. And I wasn't really sure about what was on the market, what I was putting on my skin. So I just decided to go to an old family favorite that's been in our family. My mom's side of the family is Indian from British Guyana. My father's side is English, but this really comes from my mom's side of the family, and they used coconut oil, in their food, on their skin. I saw my grandma wax her table with coconut oil. It was just kind of like the all-round ingredient. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to use that throughout my pregnancy. This is like, a one-hit wonder. It's one ingredient. I know it's safe. I went into the oil and vinegar section of the supermarket, grabbed a big old glass, jar of coconut oil and used it throughout my whole pregnancy. And I came out stretch mark free. And why I had this aha moment is because I'm totally stretch mark prone. And I used it consistently, and I just thought, my gosh, I would love to, create a line of body care for moms to be that want to be cautious about what they're putting on their body, make it really safe, pregnancy safe for them, and have it be effective and work because it's working for me. And I wanted something that was a little bit more luxurious than like going to the oil and vinegar section and getting a big vat of coconut oil, which is just disgusting after a while when you just keep repeatedly putting your hand into this. So I created this body care line, 3 products. I had it formulated in Germany because there's a couple of ingredients that, quite a few ingredients that they're just literally not allowed to use when you're formulating. And I just wanted to be really sure, because I'm not a chemist, this is just not my background. I just wanted to make sure that I was making a product that was free of, chemicals or anything harmful for the skin. And that's what we did. We created this body care line in Germany, and then we recently just launched here in the US. And so far, so good. It's a beautiful body care line.
I know, it's so exciting. It's so funny that you talk about that because, as I mentioned, I started using coconut oil for my son after being like prescribed all these crazy things that I didn't want to use on like a little baby. But we were literally buying these like glass jars and sticking our hand in, and it's like such a mess. And I was like, this is sort of crazy. And so I was like, there must be something, that's formulated that's like actually specifically for this use versus like the do-it-yourself method. So it's interesting that, you talk about that part, which I think is like having something that is safe for you during pregnancy, which is so hard to figure out. For moms, I think, and especially as they're trying to think about all these different things and when you get pregnant that you never thought about before. But then having it in a way that's really nice and luxurious and that you're able to have and easily use makes a big difference.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I think what's beautiful about this formula is that, yes, coconut oil is our main ingredient, but we have so many other organic oils in there. So if you use coconut oil on its own, as you know, it can just be really greasy and just sort of moves around. It can get on your clothes. That was like the one thing I didn't love while I was pregnant. You'd have to put it on, wait for it kind of like to soak in. Then you would put your clothes on.
We destroyed a lot of outfits and bed sheets in our time, for sure. Yeah.
For sure. But what's really beautiful about our body oil is that, not only is coconut oil the main ingredient, but we have like jojoba oil, we have sunflower seed oil, we have chia seed oil. And it's just really made this oil just soak right in the skin. So it's not greasy. And what's wonderful about this body care line, there's 3 products. There's a body scrub, there's a body oil, and then there's a body butter mousse. Very simple to use. You can use it sort of in any way you like, but I obviously love scrubbing. It really sort of just preps the skin for the other 2 products. And then I do the mousse once I get the body butter mousse, once I get out of the shower, and then I lock it in with the oil. On days that I'm just in a rush, I love keeping one of the body oils in my shower so that once I've taken a shower, my body's still wet, I just quickly sort of apply it all over, get out of the shower, dry it off, and you're hydrated for the whole day.
Yeah. And that's one of the things actually is interesting that I learned as we were like trying to figure out, because my son has really bad eczema. So the whole water hydration thing is important. But so it's interesting, right? You're supposed to basically do it right away, like as soon as almost while your skin is wet, that like can help to lock in the moisture instead of letting it dry and then trying to apply it.
Yeah, my youngest daughter has eczema as well. So we've been on that journey of like, steroid creams and this and that and the other, and just really trying to figure out what works best for her too. But like, that is the one thing our dermatologist says is like, you cannot hydrate their skin enough. Just keep hydrating it with, creams or whatever it is that works for you. I think that there's so many things on the market for kids. I know I'm going way off topic, but like, I know there's so many products on the market for eczema, but what works for one person just might not work for another. And I really found that with my daughter and her skin and this sort of eczema journey that we've been on.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know it is crazy. Well, I think like since we segued into kids anyways, do you use the line on your kids? Do you have any favorite products for kids skincare that you found that does work in addition that you like? And I think I'd just be interested to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, you can use CocoBaba on your kid's skin because there's nothing in there that would be harmful to them. It just wasn't designed for kids. I will say that we have a baby care line in the works, especially having something that is totally fragrance free. I have this beautiful like healing cream because I was testing it on my daughter who's got, severe eczema. So that's something in the works. But, what I've been using for her actually that's really been working is Vanna cream. You as well.
Use it too, yeah. I was just looking over. I have it right here. Yeah,
the big vat. I've tried everything. I really, at one point last year, I got so bad that I had to kind of go for the steroid just to kind of calm it down. I had eczema as a child, so she does too. My oldest daughter has a little bit. But Vanna Cream really worked for us, and that's what we use. It's fragrance free. It's very thick. I mean, I don't think it goes on as well as I would like it to, but it works for her. So that's what we've been using.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've kind of come back around and settled on that as well after trying similarly a lot of things. And obviously diet. And I mean, there's so many other things that go into eczema, and that's like a whole other conversation, as I'm sure you and I both obviously know. But let's go back. I want to ask you more just like about what's your daily skincare routine beyond like what else do you have in your makeup bag? You obviously use these products. Is there any other, like you've been in the industry, obviously a long time, like tips and tricks to share with our moms?
Yeah. So, I feel like I'm kind of a creature of habit. I think it's taken me a while to sort of find what my like face skincare routine is. Body care, I've got it covered. Right? CocoBaba is like the body care of my dreams. I have that. I'm good. But with my face, it's funny. I sort of see these things that kind of come up in my timeline from like social media. And for years, I just keep using the same product. So, it's Indie Lee, which is all these products that I use are natural. And I know that's like a trigger word for a lot of people, but I feel like those are safe. Like I just know that they're safe and I feel good putting them on my skin. So Indie Lee is one. Lumion, which is like an oxygen spray that I love, just sort of misting my face with. It's super refreshing. I've been using that for years. Barbara Sturm has some great products in her line that really agree with me. I think it's a lot of trial and error, but like I said, like what works for one person might not work for someone else, but I've just been kind of sticking with those. And, for my makeup, I just discovered Merit, which is a really simple, not too much coverage. I don't like, I'm not into like the contouring and the heavy foundation that seems to be like all the rage. I just sort of come from a time where it's like you just cover the things that you have on your face and you really want to let your skin show. I think like, why would we not want to do that?
Yeah. Let's breathe, right? Have like a little less is more for sure.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like the years of modeling and like having so much makeup on my face, my favorite thing was just to remove it and just be like, oh my God, like I'm so happy I have that off my face. I mean, now, as a mom of two, I developed melasma and I've got, certain like problem areas, and I don't want to deal with the lasers and all the chemical peels and all that. I just want to find a really great concealer that's going to just conceal the things that I need. And that's it. I don't have time for a full face of makeup. I mean, I literally, as you can see. So it's just cover up the things, so Merit's something great that I love. Gucci Westman is products that I love. All clean things that, like I said, you can see through the makeup. Those are kind of like my two sort of favorite. Ilia is another one. Am I saying that right? Ilia. These are all like just beautiful, natural, hydrating, simple products to use.
Yeah. Well, and I like that you're loyal. That's like, right, you're a loyalist over time. You're like, find things that work and like stick with them versus always trying the next best thing, which is just a lot of work, right? And I think if you have something that works for you, then that's great.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more, where can we find the line? Do you recommend, obviously it's a 3-part system. So you recommend, I assume everyone, you buy it as a bundle and you sort of use that process. Do you think does it work right away? Does it take time to work?
I mean, I think what's beautiful is that, so I would definitely recommend the bundle. One, because it's a better price. 2, you get free shipping with the bundle. You can definitely buy a la carte, but where we're seeing the growth is really on the bundle. We're getting a lot of messages like DMs and emails and stuff, and just saying that people, they're loving it. Like you really do see a difference straight away. And that's just really great, hydrated skin. It's really wonderful for existing stretch marks, trying to get rid, to avoid stretch marks, especially when you're pregnant and after pregnancy. It's good for anyone who just wants a natural body care line, right? Like you don't have to be a mom, you don't have to be a mom to be, but it's definitely sort of geared towards that. So you can find CocoBaba at cocobaba.com. We're on Instagram at CocoBaba Official. And And I know that we have a discount code for all of your viewers.
Yes, so
your listeners.
Yeah, both ways, viewers, listeners, community. Yes, we will definitely share the code and all the links so that everyone has that. And I know we obviously touched on the fact that you're a mom. Do you want to leave us with any final favorite thoughts or insights on being a mom and what you've learned?
Oh man, I'm just winging it. Just doing my best. I'm winging it. All of this is new. My daughter's 9, she's starting to get a little bit of sass and trying to like push back a little bit. So this is all new to me, right? Like I'm just doing my best, listening to her, trying to be present. I really just don't have this whole motherhood thing just sort of locked in. I do love motherhood, but it's challenging. And I just think, do what works best for you. Do what works best for your family. Like one does not fit all. Stick with it. We've got this.
I know, right? Just keep going. That's what I say every day. Just keep going. I have a 9-year-old as well. I'm familiar with early teenage years. So
starting early.
And earlier, I think, in today's world. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing about the new line. I know I'm super excited to try it and love that those ingredients are what you've chosen for it. And we will share more with everyone. And congratulations. Keep us posted, especially on as you grow, it sounds like, into other areas we know our moms will be interested in. And thank you again for joining us today. I hope you have a great afternoon.
Thank you. It was nice talking with you.
Good talking with you as well.